Hello, everyone. I'm Dr. Simi Anto, Assistant Professor, Christy Jayanti University, Bangalore. Today, we'll be discussing about the topic lifting of corporate veil from the corporate law. According to the Companies Act, a company is an artificial person created by law, which has a separate legal entity, which means the company is a person itself, which is artificial and is absolutely different from its owners. So, the company has a separate existence, separate personality as an artificial legal person, and the owner is separate, company is separate. But sometimes what happens, court ignore this separation and look at the real person behind the company. So, between the owner and the company, there is an invisible veil, which is a curtain which is created by the law, and in certain situations to prevent fraud or any malpractices that must be happening inside the company, the court ignores this separation and look at the real person behind the company. So this process is known as lifting or piercing the corporate veil. So there is an invisible veil. That invisible veil will be lifted, removed, or the security given to the owner will be withdrawn. That is lifting of the corporate veil. Why is the corporate veil lifted? It is mainly done to prevent the misuse of companies form and ensure justice. So, in which all cases the corporate veil can be lifted? Number one is fraud or improper conduct. So, if the company is used, the owner or any person who is responsible for the company is using the name of the company to cheat others. For example, so one person is having so much debts and he is transferring all his wealth to the company's name, and he does not have anything, and he's just using the company or creating the company to avoid paying debts. Then in that case, the corporate veil will be lifted and the owner is separate, the company is separate. Next is tax evasion. When the company is formed to avoid tax, in that case, income tax and the court consider that the person is different and the company is different, and the tax will be collected from the real person, not the company, the artificial person. If it is an agency, the company is not, it's just an agent of its owner. Okay, the company is just, company's name is just being used by the owner or the parent company just for the sake of getting any financial benefit. In that case, agent, the subsidiary company is the agent of the parent company. In that case, if that is an example, then the parent company becomes liable. If the court need to, if the government need to, or the civil authorities need to protect the interest of the public, then in that case, the company definitely will be considered as a separate person, and the owner or the director, they will be personally liable and will be punished. Enemy character. So if during war, if it is a multinational company or a company controlled by an enemy country, okay, if it is an alien enemy, in that case, to identify the real owner, the corporate veil will be lifted. If any company is created to escape law, in that case also, the court ignores the company's separate identity and the person will be statutorily liable. Okay, like that, if there is a misstatement in prospectus, in that case also statutorily, according to the law itself allows veil lifting. There is no need of any other person or any other civil authority or any public interest is not harmed. Law itself allow the lifting of the corporate veil in case the misstatement of prospectus is there. So, lifting of corporate veil means it's just ignoring the separate legal personality that the company is having, and the company and the owners or the directors, They use this particular separate identity to protect themselves, not to be liable for company's debts. So that protection that will be removed in certain cases, and that in such cases, it is known as lifting of corporate veil. Thank you.